This week on football, we are going to be discussing the North London derby, Arsenal winning the league. We're going to be discussing Mo Salah's horrendous reaction from getting subbed. And we're also going to be looking at the Alexis McAllister handball or not handball. You two have got horrendous opinions on this. So let's get into it. Okay, let's kick off then with the headline. I think, only because your opinions are so wrong about the McAllister goal, you think that that should have been a goal?
No, I don't think it should have been a goal.
Then what were you saying?
I said that within the laws of the game, it should be disallowed, and I agreed it should be disallowed. What I'm saying is that there needs to be a disparity between intentional handball for a gain compared to being absolutely leathered with your back turned to it and it goes in.
At what point in
he gains no advantage?
The history of he gains no advantage.
No, because if
it goes in the net because it hit his arm.
If it hits his back, it goes in. If it hits any part of him,
but it hits his arm.
It moves his arm. He doesn't move his arm to it.
You cannot score a goal with your arm. It's a handball.
This is where I feel like I'm butting heads with you. I know that you can't score.
But you said the first thing you said was it's unfair.
As a blanket term, not the McAllister one.
You said the same, that it's unfair.
As a blanket term.
How is it unfair to score a goal that's ruled out because you've handballed it?
But this is again the technical term of it really frustrates me because it's not your hand.
Right. This drives me nuts. This is your hand. This is your hand.
Nope.
This is your hand. Right.
Biology disagrees.
Biologically speaking. Yes, but in terms of football, this is a hand, this is a hand, this is a hand. This is your hand. Okay. That's a handball. You can't play the ball with your arm.
But if that's the case, and we know it's not because it's not the rule, if you're in the penalty area and you're a defender and you block a shot like that and your arm's like that and you turn, that's handball.
That's going off your rule. I said to you, there's one argument I can see. It's that the ball hits him rather than he's hit it. And it's the same in that sense that if the ball hits you there and your arm's tucked in, you don't get a penalty given against you. So there is a bit of a
grey area.
Yeah, not a grey area, more of a contradiction of the rules. I understand that.
That's where the frustration comes for me. It's not, as I said, and I will say it again, I think within the rules of the game, it should be ruled out. I've got no qualms with it being ruled out. Where the frustration comes for me is where it's one rule for a defender. If it hits another part of their body first and then comes up onto the arm, it's another rule again in favour of the attacker, where if it doesn't directly lead to the goal, i.e. it comes off a body part, hits an arm, that person then passes it off to someone else and they score, it doesn't get disallowed. So there's all these different versions. Either make it so that any touch, which we don't necessarily want either, but any touch of a hand, whether it's defender or attacker, just immediately rules it out, because then you can't say, oh, well, hold on, because it's almost subjective when it gets to that point. Because you could say, oh, well, that one, it's not really handball because it hits this first. If it hits your hand, it should just be gone. But that's fine.
Right, okay.
That's fine.
Because I agree with you in that...
Or it hits your arm. I agree with that as well. It's when it hits the upper echelon.
It hit his elbow.
Well,
he elbowed it in.
He did. Okay, that's another thing. He didn't elbow it in. Aina smashes the ball onto his elbow.
The last touch is off an opponent's hand. This is your hand. That is therefore a handball and can't be a goal. There was a similar situation, not in that sense. The fact that there was a bit of... I think it's almost, again, a contradiction of the rules, because in the Arsenal game, Colomwani pushes Gabriel in the back, but he doesn't really push him in the back, not enough to go over. Now, that is deemed as a foul, so there's no goal. However, roles reversed, your defender pushes someone in the back like that and they go down, they're not getting a penalty.
No.
So there are different rules for defenders, there's different rules for attackers, and I don't like that.
You can't have that. Because, like you said, if in McAllister's exact same position, his arms are tucked in, he's got no extra... he does have an extra arm's width of surface area, but he's got no unnatural positioning or whatever. If that's Aina, flip side, and McAllister smashes it into him, and his arms are tucked in by side, there's no penalty. So why are we in a situation where...
Yeah, I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
that's the part of it I agree with you. But however, I can't see a rule ever coming in where you can score a goal with your hand. And
I don't think
like
that should be disallowed. I don't. I know it's your rule, but I think as a football, you stood 2 foot away from him. It's been blasted at you. You've turned away from the ball. It's hit your elbow. I think that's pants to be disallowed. I get it from your rule point of view. I understand it, but like
You
it's a
can't
contradiction. I don't
score a
think it
goal
should
with your
be-
hand.
I don't.
Both can be true. You're
Yeah,
allowed. You're
yeah.
allowed to respect that it's the rule, but think that it shouldn't be the rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
However, I think that it should be the rule that you
you
should
do?
never be able to score a goal with your hand.
So you should be standing for the same way if it hits your arm in the penalty area and you're a defender and you're blocking the shot. If it hits your arm, it's a penalty.
I do
In
think
any circumstance.
I do think every circumstance there's a bit of nuance to it. I don't think that you necessarily should get given a penalty if your arm's within the width of your body in that silhouette. However, I don't think that you should be able to score a direct goal with your elbow, with your arm. Everything's a hand. Everything's a hand.
Would you
hands all
agree,
over the
though,
place.
talking of nuances then, would you agree that you could take into context on a case-by-case basis that if McAllister had, even if his arms are by his side, that touch from a hand or an arm or an elbow affects the trajectory of the ball and now lands at his feet and then he finishes it, that is a different situation altogether than him.
The refs deem it as a different situation altogether. Do I think that should be punished? I'm a little bit less firm on that than I would be if it's a direct. My point is it's directly off a part of the body that he can't score with. That for me means it's no goal and it's correct decision by the referees and the VAR.
I think for me, where I really get frustrated with it, and I think we're sort of coming to a middle ground kind of agreement that there's flaws in this, but where it frustrates me is, yes, he's not allowed to score it with that. I can't think of a single situation other than the ball being smashed at him from that close where an elbow would allow you to score a goal. I've never seen a goal in the history of football where someone comes in and bashes the ball in like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas you have seen the Henrys, the Maradonas, where physical hands are used.
Those
to
are the ones
affect.
that we don't want to see. Those are the things that maybe we're like, well, but with the introduction of VAR, you can see it. The VAR cannot allow that to go in when it's gone in directly off his hand.
And my I'm just going to put my gloves on here. My frustration, to cap it, is not necessarily with the fact that it's been disallowed. It's been disallowed correctly. It's just the fact that is there not a situation where we could look at a case by case or blatant and obvious or unintentional and just have a bit of common sense about it?
Yeah, blatant and obvious.
I don't
is correct,
like
think.
the common
Blatant and
sense
obvious.
argument.
Blatant and obvious, I think, is absolutely fair.
It was blatant and it was obvious.
It was. He's not elbowed that in like
Yes,
that.
he has.
No,
but he's out. It's come off his elbow.
Yeah, of course it has, but he's turned his body away.
We'll reopen it.
That's
You
not blatant
can't
and
score
obvious.
a goal with a part of the body that is illegal to play the ball
No, but that's what
with.
I'm saying. If you could change it to something like you say, blatant and
So
obvious.
you can elbow the ball in.
Not elbow, but like
So
he's
if-
turned away, mate. That's not.
Yeah,
like,
but then
He's not
you
even
have to-
facing it. But he's not turned away. He's not even facing it. He doesn't even know it's coming.
Yeah, I know it's not an intentional handball, but he benefits directly with a goal from playing it with the part of his body you are legally not allowed to play with, and that for me means absolutely no goal. Let's talk about
What if that is McAllister smashing it onto Einer's arm and then it going in? What are you giving? You giving a penalty or a goal?
It's a goal.
But we've benefited directly from.
Yeah, but the referee would have played advantage if the referee sees that in play. Okay. Or the referee doesn't see it, and then it's a retrospective advantage because the goal's given rather than the penalty. Yeah. Let's talk about Mo Salah because you were pretty angry. I've got to be honest.
We won today.
As a United fan, watching Mo Salah's reaction, and I don't know about you might be the same. I thought it was a disgrace. I thought it was absolutely shocking to be acting that way when you've just dropped an absolute -3 out of 10. Your team's struggling with you on the pitch. And then to cap it all off, the player that replaces him, Rio Ngamoa, comes on, does more than he did in the first 15 minutes of him coming on and sets up almost the goal that wins it.
It's not a good look for him. It's really not. The fallout in January and the sulking about not playing was one thing because he still had so much credit in the bank with Liverpool fans, and to a degree still does, and you can forgive a drop off. Obviously, no excuses, and it's a long time now, but you can forgive them for having a drop off after what happened in the summer and mindsets and things not being that elite mentality, life come first type thing. That's one thing, it can be forgiven. when it happens a second time and he's laughing about it, it really irks me, because we look at him to be the talisman of that team, and he has been for 9 years. If he is laughing and joking and throwing sarcasm about a substitution that he was fully deserved, I can't even believe he lasted that long. He got way more game time than he should have today. That sends a message to the players like Rian Gumoa, who came on and outplayed him within 15 minutes. It sends messages to the other senior members. I've said it on this podcast before. We've got a senior group of players, like senior management, captains almost. The Robbos, the Virgils, the Allisons, the Salahs. You can't be acting like that if you're a role model for all these other players.
I think all of Liverpool's leaders have let you down this season, personally.
I think that undermines your manager as well. I think it
Massively.
goes hand in hand, like you say, when the way he behaved in the summer when he was getting dropped and he wasn't being played. His attitude, he thinks like he's bigger than the club, and there it's almost like, well, you've taken me off. Do you know you're taking off? I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than the club, and that's just not acceptable. No matter how good he has been.
What would you say if Bruno did that? I can't see him ever doing that.
No, I can't. And regardless if you want your manager in or out, if you're slot, I just don't think that's acceptable. It's different for Bruno because he's captain, I think. But if you're talking any player, you'd just be like, if they're performing, they're top of the level, they're top of the game, and they shouldn't be taken off. You can kind of let it go. But when he's been that poor for so long, not scored in 9 games, the longest one he's not had, and then to behave like that, like I'm better than you, and like you say, that young lad comes on, gives everything, can't look a bit of a dick.
Makes him look.
Yeah.
He couldn't have come across any worse in that last 15 minutes.
It annoyed me.
And almost, he's probably sat there thinking, I hope we don't win. I'd imagine that's his mentality.
Yeah,
and I can't rule that out at the moment, because he has built his entire reputation, and why he was so loved and adored by the fans is because he's first onto the training pitch, last leaving. He's always setting in the past an exemplary standard for youth players, senior players. He's conducted himself unbelievably well, signing contracts when he could have gone for big money, sticking with us. He's been the perfect player for 8 or 9 years, and within 6 months or 4 months, it's all sort of unraveling, and it doesn't make sense, and I can't rule anything out anymore. For me, he definitely doesn't believe in the manager. That's fine. As an ultimate professional, you do not down tools, and you do not start undermining other players and the management staff. We've all got our opinions on Slot. You don't do it publicly.
I asked you, and I'll ask Vince separately. I asked Brand, do you think that Salah is now beginning to tarnish his legacy as a great at Liverpool?
No, I don't. I think it'll all be, if he end of the season, he'll be gone. Anyway, I would have thought, or Slot will probably be gone, or Liverpool might change and become better next season. It'll be forgotten about. It's one bad season in 9. It's been a horrendous season. They've spent 500 million. The club's almost in turmoil, really, when you think of where they are in the league. Still in a couple of trophies, which is cool, but I think it's one. Look, we're looking at it from the attitude of we can't stand him because being a United fan. But no, I don't think it tarnishes his legacy at all.
What I
maybe think a little bit different.
Yeah, but the performances will never tarnish his legacy for me. He can keep dropping those 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. He's an aging, dynamic, explosive forward. It's the attitude that will ruin it.
It's the fall off though. That's what I don't understand.
Everyone's allowed to fall off.
Yeah,
everyone's allowed.
This
to
is
fall
a
off.
massive fall. You don't go from one of the best players in the league to the worst player in the maybe second worst player in the league.
We saw the worst player in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of
Dylan Backworth. Your number's been marked.
There's lots of players that have, and I'm not defending it because it is astronomical. You're right. The gap is chalk and cheese from last season. Again, I can absolutely forgive that amongst the context of everything else. He's put so many numbers. He's broken pretty much every record you can break, Premier League and Liverpool. You're allowed to do that. What you can't do, and it's the reason why Trent got berated, it was never about his performances. Well, actually, towards the end it was, but it was the attitude that came with the performances. It was very much like this Salah thing, the laughing, the joking around, the taking the time off or whatever. Liverpool fans connect with people that want to be at that football club. And as soon as that starts to distance, that's when you will ruin a legacy. And he's got no reason to.
He's finding it hard to take. Maybe he can't figure out why.
Of course not. And
he still thinks I'm still Salah.
I think there's a mentality. It's
An elite
borderline
mentality.
delusion that I don't think he can see how bad he is.
Yeah,
because he's been so good for so long. He's doing the same thing.
And you wouldn't tell him on the training ground, would you? If you were a football player and you play with your mates and you have that one mate who's way better than everyone else and he has a couple of stinkers, you'd be like, mate, you've been shit recently. You'd be like, mate, you still.
But that should happen. Look at people always go back to United under Ferguson and stuff like that. But that Ferguson team, there's not a chance that Roy Keane's not pulling you. That Paul Scholes isn't pulling you. That Ryan Giggs isn't pulling you.
Salah is the top dog.
But then why is Van Dijk not doing it? Why is Alisson not doing it?
I think it's the manager as well. Why are you playing him? Why are you still playing him? He should not be on that field.
Because it causes a way worse effect when, unfortunately, his performances are secondary to how his attitude is. But when he drops him, it's World War III.
He digs his own grave there. That's not on slot.
I don't even think it's the World War III thing. I think it's stock. I think it's...
The board will be very, very adamant to Arne Slot, you play Mo Salah.
Because otherwise his value drops.
Because there's not a chance... There's not a chance a manager who remember, Arne Slot's a Premier League winning manager. There's not someone who gets that level who allows a player to treat the club, the rest of his team and him like that.
And he's got a history of dropping players if they're not good enough, taking them off at half-time, hooking them. He did it all last season. So there is something else going on with
It's not Slot's decision, is it? They haven't kissed and made up. It was evident today.
It's either the publicity or it's the value. And I know you said there that his value would drop anyway. If it was anywhere else other than Saudi, I'd agree. But he will
Saudi will pay anyway.
And he will be he'll be going to a Muslim country. He will be the poster boy of that league. You know, they haven't really got maybe Benzema and a couple of others, but Mohamed Salah, as he is right now,
Sadio Mane.
Yeah, he will go there as one of the biggest assets that they could purchase. So you take him out of that team Ronaldo, and you wear him down and he's not getting game time. All of a sudden it becomes Mo Salah's washed.
It's a 20 million fee rather than a 50, 60 million.
And that's where I'm not saying it definitely is, but I think that could probably have something to do with it.
Rest of the weekend's games, I mean, I don't know how much you caught. The Chelsea obviously dropping points, Villa dropping points, City scraping a win, really. It wasn't convincing, even though the first half was really good. United game, probably when you guys are watching this, might have played. You might be watching it straight away. But are we
Don't say it.
I'll let you. It's a shame we're not recording it after the game tomorrow. Because you win that away at Everton, that is a massive result.
I think it's huge,
and you are well within. You'd be 3 points ahead of us, which I think is easily. We've still got to play each other, and there's still a decent amount of time left. What's it? 10 games left. 10 games left. There's still 30 points up for grabs. A win or a loss on one weekend can swing it that we're equal and that sort of stuff. But you win tomorrow night, and I think you're allowed to start saying, well, we're pretty much guaranteed top four.
I think top four is well within our grasp.
I think for both of us, it would be a real shambles from now.
I think we've got the best chance out of all the teams. I think the football we're playing, Liverpool look a mile off. Even today, stinky little 1-0 win, but they've got the 1-0 win. Chelsea dropping points against Burnley, like you said, that's mental. Did not see that coming. I don't know if anyone else triple captain Cole Palmer or if it was just me. Just destroyed everything. Villa look a bit shaky at the moment. But again, Leeds, they're going under the radar a bit. They're playing good football. They're getting some great results. I expected Leeds to do well at Villa, but so to take a point, almost took 3.
The goal was a screamer as well.
Unbelievable.
But the Villa fans were furious.
Can we just take a very small moment to talk about Emi Martinez?
Yeah.
That guy has got as big of an error catalogue leading to huge points dropped as he has. He is a good goalkeeper.
I think
he is not world pro keeper of the year. He is not. He is living off that save against Kolo Muani.
No, he's not. He's a fantastic goalkeeper.
He's a good keeper.
He has got a clanger in him. He's nowhere near.
Every goalkeeper's got a clanger in it. I find it funny that you are willing to go that hard on Emi Martinez when you've just seen your goalkeeper, Alisson, best goalkeeper that the Premier League's ever seen, absolutely throw the game away for you against Man City. He threw the game away.
Anyone can throw a game away against Man City.
This is what I mean. You are judging them on two different standards. Alisson, what a goalkeeper. Emi Martinez, what a goalkeeper. Both got a clanger in them. Every goalkeeper's got a clanger in them.
Yeah, but Emi Martinez is Alisson is as well, but Emi Martinez is like that pub opinion, he's a cracking keeper in.
He's still 3rd in the league.
Yeah, he's a cracking goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a good keeper.
And I don't think Villa aren't there with Bezo in goal.
No. And like I said, if someone makes a mistake like that, everyone sees it a lot more than what you would if you were Dean Henderson. That's going to be
All
everywhere.
right, yeah.
But I tell you what gets talked about a lot. Every other goalkeeper's mistake. Tell you what doesn't get talked about. Alisson making a mistake.
Yeah. Because
How quick was that brushed off? By the way, that happened 2 weeks ago. That
I didn't see
was.
it
I didn't see a single person say Alisson.
Have you seen anything about Martinez other than me bringing it up?
Alisson cost Liverpool one of the biggest games.
You just said it was a worldie goal.
It was a worldie goal.
Yeah, no one's bringing up Martinez's goalkeeping.
Yeah, I mean, look,
yeah,
you get beat by something like that.
Yeah.
It is.
He could do better.
Could do better.
Where was this when Alisson lost you the game?
My boy.
Exactly.
Aside from that, you're talking about weekend's game. It was Liam Rosenior's assignment quote.
I haven't seen it.
Have you not seen it?
What is it?
So, obviously, they concede a late header from a set piece, and he gets questioned about it in the post-match interview, and he says it was I can't remember the exact words, something about an assignment, a mismatched assignment or something like that, and he
Do their job properly.
It was Zian Fleming scored the goal.
Scored the goal, and basically he was alluding to the fact. It's really annoying me, and I'm sorry because you'll be screaming what he actually said, but it's something about an assignment, and he has to repeat it to the reporter because the reporter says, "Sorry," and he says it again, and then he goes on to say that they've practiced this and they had a specific assignment for each player on whatever, and he said that the player involved, and I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but the player involved marked the wrong man. That guy is going to become the David Brent meme of the Premier League.
Do you not think he's a little bit likeable?
Yeah,
Am I crazy to say that?
Because he's so in the same way that like the
It's not threatening.
yeah the docile, kid in the class that sits at the back and licks crayons. There's something likeable about
He's
him.
not a crayon licker. I think that's unfair to call elite manager.
Manage. It's
Elite.
man.
I know. These quotes are, but he's just a little bit.
He's just given him a load of time off as well, isn't he? He said they need a reset and set them all away.
I think
yeah,
he's done a
great.
cracking job. I think he's done a fantastic
fantastic.
job, mate. Chelsea.
I don't think they were in a bad
They
place
lost-
before. I don't think they're any better.
I think they're better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've only lost one game since he's been in charge, and then obviously.
Probably because they're not playing Garnacho. But yeah, let's move on.
Oh yeah, what a shocker.
Big points dropped for Villa.
Yeah, the top
Chelsea.
four race I think is well open, and I think Liverpool and Manchester United are very strong in that race. And I do see Villa start to fall off. I do see Chelsea maybe not being consistent. I see United playing the best football out
winning
of
the
any.
league.
Hold on, mate.
Right, no. Let me say it. Manchester United are playing the best football in the league currently. Am I wrong?
Brentford aren't far behind.
I'm not going to listen to you about Brentford.
Brentford are like seventh in
Yeah,
the
they
league,
just
mate.
got
They're
beat by
playing
Brighton,
really well.
mate, comfortably at home.
We got beat by Brighton in the FA Cup.
Yeah, currently.
Yeah, it was like 5 games ago.
No, it was Amorim.
When you say currently,
Michael Carrick's the best manager in the league. Take
take West Ham out of it. The Arsenal City games, your football was
Yeah.
brilliant to watch. The rondos, the intricate passing, the running into spaces, making the right decisions. Again, I say this from a biased point of view, but also a realistic point of view, is that you have come from such a low position with enjoying watching your team play. You guys didn't want to watch them. There was no identity. There was no style of play. I do think that when you start putting a few passes together, we're talking about footballers on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. They should be able to knock a few
Yeah,
passes
but we've
together.
just it's
Well, why
who
are
we've
we-
beaten. I think it's who we've beaten. That's
Right.
what goes hand in hand with
No
that.
problem at all. You guys, I can't stand you. I hate you. I hope everything bad comes your way. Man United as a whole. Mainly you two.
That's because Alisson. That's
I
because what
hate-
you said about Alisson.
No. I can't stand the football club, but you are allowed to be excited. I don't care if people call me a wool, not a true Liverpool fan. It's what you crave as a football fan is for your team to start playing well. You can't tell me. I watched that team today, that Liverpool team today, and I wanted to bleach my eyes. Yes, we got the result. Brilliant. You want to be able to play well.
Are Man United playing the best football in the league?
Who is it that said
No.
we want to play good football? Oh, slot. No, that's ironic. So want to go away about the winning games. Want to play good, attractive
What
football.
a donut, by the way.
I couldn't believe you said it.
I mean,
the
you're
same-
literally playing the worst football in the league.
In the same breath of what I've just said, I've always said if you won a league by winning 1-0 every game, and scoring in the first minute and not watching anything else for the rest of the 90 minutes, I'd take that because it's a results-driven game.
I would for a season as long as we won the
That's
league.
only 'cause
If we
we
don't
beat
win the league, Yeah, I mean, I said when Amorim got sacked, I don't care about performances. I just want to win games for a change. So yeah.
So what are you saying? Are we the best team in the league?
Are we the best? Are we the best team in the league currently?
No, you just said
We've got to
Arsenal
be
are
the
the
most-
best team in the world off air. You can't say that.
Arsenal are the best. Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a very good
They're two
point.
different-
You
they're
did
two-
say that.
Guys, they're two different things. Being the best team in the world and playing the best football is very different. Arsenal don't play the best football, but they're the best team in the league. Man United do play the best football in the Premier League.
So surely, but wouldn't that mean the best football would be the teams that win more games and win the league?
That's
would be the
not
best
how
football.
it works because we know.
That is
Just
correct.
change the goalpost.
Yeah,
to make
No,
sure.
it's not. I'm
Alex
not
changed the goalpost.
Alex changed goalposts. Actually, with a new name in it. Alex changed goalposts.
Someone was in my comments said Alex moves the goalpost. Call me Alex. Your name should be Alex moves the goalpost.
It's not just us.
He's right.
No.
We control time. I won again.
Have you won? How many have you won this season?
Brand,
We've won
actually,
loads together.
I can answer that. He's won 7 of 20.
However,
You are currently in profit because of that. So this is the big thing. You don't have to win every week. You just have to win 1 or 2 out of 5 and you are in profit. You're currently £11.87 in profit. I've won my 11th of the season, which puts me at £82.32 in profit. This is based off £10 stakes. So bear in mind, you put £100 on these stakes, you're on £820 profit. If you backed both mine and Brand's every week, you'd be plus £930 off a £100 stake. So it is well worth getting involved.
That's really
You'd be
good.
more-
It's not bad, is
You're
it?
selling it great. I'm in.
It's not bad.
That's really good.
you'd be higher in profit on mine if Trent and his rat brother got their head out of their ass doing brand deals and saying that he's not going to get his hair cut unless Liverpool win 5 games in a row. If you actually put performances on the pitch, Trent, and you
He's angry because Madrid cost him this week, which, to be fair, I said to you when you told me that, I said Ante Budemeyer will score, and he did score, and Real Madrid,
he scored.
got beat. So this week I've gone with City to win away at Leeds.
Safe.
I've gone with Charlton versus Wrexham over 1.5 goals.
Safe.
And then I've gone for Real Oviedo versus Atletico over 1.5 goals. £10
Let's
on.
go over 1.5 goals is us.
To be fair,
They're flying.
their recent games are not
£26.45 back, which is decent. What have you got?
For some reason, Paddy Power, when I was doing this,
he's
took
upset about the A-League.
the A-League off. And the A-League has failed to let me down this season yet.
Off the actual.
I couldn't find a market for it anywhere, which really frustrated
Well,
me.
you're
Anyway,
looking at the right weekend because you've done that a few times.
I've got Barcelona to beat Villarreal at home. Over 2.5 goals in Dortmund, Munich. Liverpool -1 against
Oh.
West Ham.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god, yeah, I was with you until you said that last one. I was with yours over here is 100% because that City Leeds game is going to be minging.
£10
But that-
on is £29.13 back.
Oh, I'm not sure. -1. I
home.
wouldn't even be as confident to put them to win.
I don't think there's one team in the Premier League I put Liverpool to win -1 against at all.
No.
At the
me
moment.
either. Okay, well, that's great. Thanks, guys. Make sure you back my bet rather than Brands. But if you want to back both of us, you are in a healthy profit this season. Vince, thanks once again for joining us. It's at Vince Goalpost on TikTok, at Was Goalpost on TikTok and Instagram.
And Facebook.
And at Alex Goalpost is myself. And we will be back next Monday, next Wednesday, and every Monday and Wednesday until the end of the season.
I still think you practice that in the mirror.
I don't. Love you.